In order to extract a file into TXT format, you must click the same software you used before. In the analysis process, you click this, but in order to extract it, you should click the analysis bar, and this new screen will appear. You should click the data management and click the ASCII2 export, and this screen will appear. Then you should click the source file and select which analyzing you went through and click the corresponding file name. And if you click the use checked file, which is right here, and click the dimension you want the graph to be shown to you. For me, I'll do milliwatt, and click export file. If you enter your desired file name, click save and do export. ASCII2 export is complete. In the case of transferring the DSC data into an origin graph, you should drag this target ASCII txt file, which was the ASCII2 file in the computer in the lab. If you drag it here, these bars will appear, and since we only need the temperature and heat flow value, you can delete the other columns and change this into the x-axis. If you want to change the dimension to heat flow per milligram, which is milliwatt per milligram, you can just divide the total heat flow value into the mass that you measured earlier and normalize it. And you can always drag these two and make the graph by doing the line here, but there's another way by plotting line and line. And this is the DSC graph of the tartaric acid. Tartaric acid normally melts between the temperature 171 degrees Celsius to 174 degrees Celsius. You can see in this graph that at about 170 degrees, the heat flow turns to a negative value, which means that the tartaric acid absorbed the heat from its surroundings and turned into a liquid state. The TGA extracting process is the same as DSC. You should click the same software and click analysis. And this screen will appear, and when you click the data management, click the ASCII2 export, click the source file, and select the file in which you want it to be extracted. Then click the use file, and select what dimension we'll use. I'll click %weight, and click export file, and write your desired file name, click save, and click do export. The export is complete. This is the file that I extracted in the TGA software. The ASCII file is shown as the txt file in the personal laptop. And when you just click and drag it to this origin, these information will appear. We only need the temperature and weight percentage, so we'll delete all the rest. And just leave out these two. You should change this into the x-axis and leave this as the y-axis, and drag these two and click line. This graph will be shown. In the case of UV visible, analysis. This is the completed analytical process, and in order to export it, you should click the file, click Save Data As, and click the file name, and change the file type to spreadsheet ASCII file. And when you click Save, it is saved. Now, we'll draw the graph of the UV-Vis spectrum data. We exported the CSV data from the lab from the computer that's in the lab. We can just click Draw into this, and all of the data will appear automatically. Click this and change all of this into the x-axis. And click Draw all of these data and make it into one single graph. And this UV-Vis data will appear. In the case of extracting ASCII files from IR, you should click the file bar and click Export, and this screen will appear. In the bottom line, you should change the comma separated values into ASCII to ASCII, and when you click Export, it is exported in the file directory that you entered earlier. You can see that the graph appears like this. But to give a small tip, IR graphs are commonly used as when the 4000 per centimeter wave number goes to the original 0 point of the x-axis, whereas 0 to 500, those points go to the right part of the x-axis. In order to change the sequence, you should right-click the number and click the scale button. And here it says from 0 to 4500. You should change this from 4000 to 400. The IR instrument makes a bit of a noise which doesn't have any usage as a data when it goes to the wave number, which is smaller than 400 per centimeters. So it is okay for you when you tick out those datas. When you click OK, the graph will change like this.